This is going to be a review and install of Honda's non-illuminated door sill guards. This is going to apply to both the sedans and the coupes. The part numbers for the sedans are obviously going to be different than the coupes. I'm going to be working on a 2015 Honda Accord sedan. After you receive your factory Honda parts, there should be 4 pieces for the sedan. You've got a front left and front right, a rear left and rear right. On the back of each is going to be a sticker. It'll say RR or RL, FR or FL. As far as quality, just initially, it seems like Honda's normal, good accessory quality. These are, I would say, light duty for door guards. The texture of the door guard, where the plastic is the same texture that you're going to find in your Accord's interior. This aluminum piece, brushed aluminum piece, has got a piece of plastic on it to protect it in shipping, and we'll remove that after we install. On the back of each piece, you're going to find some very heavy, this is probably 3M double-face tape that they're using. And again, each one is labeled if you don't remember. I have seen people install these backwards, and if you're not paying attention, it is easy to do. But I'll show you that when we get to the car. Overall, these are going to run you a little over $100. And if you're not into the illuminated door sill guards, I think this is a really good alternative. So let me show you how to get these installed. Alright, so what I've done is I grabbed the correct piece. If you'll see, this says FL, that stands for front left. I know I shouldn't probably have to say this, but the left side of the car is the driver's side. It is possible to get the other piece on here, and a lot of people may not even realize it, but you'll see that there's a very pointed side which always faces towards the front of the car, and a more blunt side that faces towards the rear. So what the idea here is that this piece has a very small lip that points up, and that lip needs to go under this piece of trim like that. It is not necessary to remove this piece of trim. It is not necessary to remove any of this here. What you do want to do is you want to make sure that the piece is all the way flush like that, okay? Which is going to leave about 1/8 of an inch or so here. But you just want to make sure it's tucked up under that. Now the other thing that you want to do is make sure your alignment is correct. Now if you'll notice, this trim line right here is not exactly straight up and down, but it slants over just a little bit, and what you want to do is try to line this up so that the edge of that is equal like that. And the best way to do that is to take a piece of blue painter's tape and just lay it right here across, and that way it'll give you something to line up this strip. So I'm going to do that real quick and then show you what it looks like. Alright, so following the line right here, I just stretched a piece of tape out, went around the rubber trim, and laid it out so it's at the same angle. So all I did was I put this up against the tape where it's barely touching, and then I put another piece of tape on this side so I get this edge. So that's exactly how this is going to lay when the installation is done and all the adhesive is applied. Alright, so the next thing that you want to do is there's going to be an alcohol pad that is provided with the Honda factory kit, and you're going to go ahead and clean off any of the wax or polish or dirt, debris, oil, anything that's on here to give us a very good base for the adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. One thing that I wanted to do before went ahead and opened the alcohol pad is to go ahead and lay out the back. So I did the exact same thing. And on the back, you've got the front line here. All right, and remember that the pointed part goes towards the front and the blunt part goes towards the rear. And also, this also says RL, which is rear left. All right, so that's how that's going to fit, just like that. This has the exact same profile. Exact same piece, it's just smaller, and it's going to fit just like that. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean off the surface front and back with an alcohol pad. All right, once I do this, I'm going to let it air dry just a few minutes to let all the alcohol evaporate. All right, well, once you've got the strips off, you've got the tape exposed. There's actually several ways to do this. I'm going to do it this way. You do not want to touch the tape to the paint until this is the exact position, okay? So I'm going to try to do this one-handed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle this up first because there's no adhesive there. Okay, just like this. Get it where I want it and then press it down. Once you do this, there's no return. Now when you're installing the body molding, you would do it a little bit different. You would peel the tape back and then peel it off as you're pressing down, but you can get away with this like this. So that worked very good. That's all there is to the rear. The line lines up nicely, and the last thing you do is there's some plastic, some protective coating. You just peel that right off like that. So as far as looks, I think it's very nice. The only thing that I wish were different is I wish these were longer. That would require making them slightly curved, but it would have protected more. But you really want to try to do this when the temperature is, you know, above 60. It's probably 50 degrees out here. I do have a heater and I heated up the this piece a little bit, but these are not coming off. So I'll get the tape taken off of the front and show you how to do that. Alright, so I've got the ends of this peeled up. I'm just going to peel the tape off. This is actually not the tape, this is just a protective backing. Now on this piece right here, it's actually 3 separate pieces. Alright, I've got all the backing off. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did for the rear. I'm going to hold it like this, slide it under, and then set it down. And that is all there is to it. Remove the plastic protective coating on the aluminum portion. the installation is complete. I like the fronts a lot better. It covers everything that you need covered. So I'm going to go ahead and do the passenger side the exact same way I did the driver's side. I've marked my tape area. I'm going to clean the area with my alcohol prep. Alright, I've got my protectant off the plastic, or off the tape. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing I did on the other side. Looks nice. Alright, same as on the other side. I'm going to remove my coating. So, install on a scale from 1 to 10, this is certainly a 1. Anybody can do this. They look good. Everything lines up nice. The angles line up nice. They fit really well. I don't know why Honda doesn't have these on their cars from the factory. I can't really speculate, but they sure do look nice, and hopefully they'll keep the paint from getting scratched up. So if you guys have any other suggestions for projects, if you have any questions about this install, just leave me a comment in the box below. Thank you.